Hello, hello! Welcome to today's live English lesson here on the Speak English with Vanessa YouTube channel. I'm so glad that you're learning English with me and you're ready today to learn an important phrasal verb, a more advanced phrasal verb, and to master it. I hope by the end of today's lesson, you'll feel comfortable understanding this phrasal verb and using it yourself, because that's the goal. I want you to be able to use it yourself. If you're new here, welcome. You can come to live English lessons on this YouTube channel every Tuesday and Thursday at 9 a.m. EST. That's the New York Standard Time Zone. And every Tuesday and Thursday at 9 a.m. If you are subscribed to my YouTube channel, you'll get a notification. And the best way to do that is to click subscribe, and there's a little bell icon beside the subscribe button. You can subscribe, click the bell, and then you'll never miss a live English lesson. And it's great to watch the replay. Of course, you can watch the replay, but it's fun to participate live and get some immediate feedback. There are a lot of friends here live with me today. We've got Yuri in Ukraine, Zahir in Kurdistan, Garik in Venezuela. Hello, hello. Thanks for coming, Marcia, Douglas, good morning, Jonathan. Wow, great. We've got friends from Korea, Montreal, Western Sahara, Egypt, Brazil. Thank you, everyone, for joining me. I really appreciate it. Today, I have a question for you to start our lesson. I want to know, which sibling are you? Sibling means brother or sister. So I would say I am the oldest sibling. I have one younger sister. So I'm the oldest. I want to know for you, what's your order? Are you the oldest sibling? Are you the youngest sibling? Are you the middle sibling? Or maybe you're an only child. You don't have any brothers or sisters. For me, I'm the oldest sibling, and I don't know what it's like to be the youngest sibling because I've never experienced that. But my husband, Dan, he is the middle sibling. So he knows what it's like to be the youngest, and he knows also what it's like to be an older sibling. He's never been the oldest, but he knows what it's like to have a younger sibling, his younger sister. Oh, we've got lots of great responses. Theodora says, I'm the youngest sibling. Asan says, I'm the youngest sibling. Oh, a couple people don't have any siblings. Oh, I see. The youngest sibling, the oldest sibling, the youngest. Aline says, I'm the oldest sibling. Sergio says, I'm the middle sibling. All right. So my follow-up question is, do you think, this is using today's phrasal verb, I want to see if you can guess what this question means without much explanation yet. Do you think that the oldest sibling or the middle sibling or the youngest sibling gets away with more? Which sibling gets away with more? I'll give you a quick example. In my family, I always thought that the youngest sibling, my sister, I always thought that my sister got away with more. For example, one time at Christmas, my dad gave us both a little pocket knife, a little knife so that we could go outside and maybe cut some sticks or make something outside. And I was maybe 10 years old, but my sister was 7 years old. So she had this experience at a younger age than me. And I thought, She can get away with more than me. Oh, Adriana says, I'm the youngest sibling and I always got away with more. EMG says, of course, the youngest sibling. All right. Can you guess, what does this phrasal verb mean? Get away with more. Get away with more. For me, as the oldest sibling, I usually had to be more responsible, or my parents wanted me to be responsible because I needed to be a good role model for my sister. So there is more pressure on me, and I don't know in reality what my sister's experience was like, but from my eyes, I thought that she got away with more. Oh, we've got some great definitions here, some possible things to not live with something. Let's take that and just twist it a little bit. Julio, I think you've got it. Julio says, avoid being punished. Ooh. So typically we say the youngest sibling can avoid being punished easier than the oldest sibling. I'm going to write a sentence here, and I would like you to use this sentence in your family. So I want you to say something like, I'm the youngest. I got away with more than my older brother. We're using a comparison and a phrasal verb. So let me write the sentence here so that you can have a good example. I would say, my sister got, we're using a past tense here, got away with more than me. Maybe if she cried about something, my parents maybe weren't so upset, but if I cried about something, they were more upset in my eyes. Of course, that might not be the reality. So we're using got away with. And this means, I'll write our little definition here. Avoid being punished. So she didn't get in trouble as easily as I did because my parents expected me to be more responsible. I don't know if it was really true or if it worked, but typically I think that's the expectation. Oh, we've got some great sentences here. My brother Fran got away with so much more than me and my older sister. Oh, Sergio, sounds like your brother Fran could do anything. It didn't really matter. And your parents just said, oh, who cares? He got away with a lot more than his older siblings. Regina says, in my case, my oldest brother always got away with more than me. Oh, that's interesting. So maybe your parents told your older brother, it's okay, don't worry about it. And then for you, they wanted you to be more responsible. Do you think this is because he's a boy and you're a girl, or is it just your family circumstance? I think sometimes parents treat kids who are different ages, they treat them differently, or maybe they're different genders, a boy and a girl, a son and a daughter, so they treat them differently, and one can get away with more than the other. I used to be the only one who got away with everything in my family. Oh, Richard, so you could do anything. You could avoid being punished. Oh, Ariella says, I don't think that one of my siblings got away with more. So your parents were pretty even. They didn't treat one sibling with more harshness than the other. And this doesn't need to be too strong. So in my family, I think it wasn't so strong. My parents didn't tell my sister, you can do anything. But from my childhood perspective, I felt like that. So it wasn't too strong in reality. Laura says, I'm the youngest and I get away with more than my siblings. A lot of people here are saying that the youngest. Asier says this too. Parents tend to show partiality in favor of younger siblings. Parents tend to let the younger siblings get away with more. And just from my quick theory, maybe it's because they have already experienced a lot with the older sibling and they don't have the energy, or they don't maybe want to be as strict with the youngest, or they want the oldest to just be a good role model. So if you're the oldest, you might have experienced the same thing as me. Betty says, I'm so jealous because my sister got away with more than me. Maybe you felt like it's not fair. So let's quickly take a look at this, and you'll probably have noticed already that this phrasal verb always sticks together. We need this to stick together, and you can't say, got away more with me. We need to keep it together. It's like glue. Got away with more than me. So in your family, one sibling got away with more than another sibling. So let's try to use this in also a maybe more advanced way. So this is the basic meaning. The basic meaning is that you can avoid punishment. But what if we change punishment to be just something negative? Maybe avoid criticism or avoid some negative feelings. Let me write a sentence for you, and I want to see if you can also take this to the next level. Maybe you've experienced this in your workplace. You could say, my coworker, it's really annoying. My coworker tries to get away with doing minimal work. Oh, it's so annoying because you're trying to do a good job and then maybe you have to do more work because they are trying to get away with doing minimal work. So here, they're trying to avoid, maybe it's not punishment, but they're trying to sneak. You can imagine some kind of hidden action. They're trying to get away with doing less work than maybe they should be doing. They're trying to get away with doing minimal work. And in this situation, it's a similar idea. Same thing as trying to go around some rules, do something a little different. So maybe this is something that you've experienced in the workplace. Do you have any coworkers who try to get away with doing minimal work? Quite frustrating, isn't it? So let's talk about how we can use this, not just siblings, not just punishment, but in a little more advanced way. We've got some great sentences here. Khan says, the journalist tried to get away with criticism despite behaving badly. Oh, so maybe we could say he tried to get away with not being criticized. So maybe a journalist said something completely untrue in the media, and the journalist said something that is definitely not true. Well, if the journalist doesn't apologize, or the journalist doesn't say, oh, actually, I was wrong, this is correct instead, they are trying to get away with that false information. So you could say, The journalist tried to get away with not being criticized for his false news. Oh, he's trying to get away from the rules, get away from some kind of punishment. Maybe it's not like your parents' punishment, but some kind of social punishment. Mohammed says, I have coworkers who honestly don't try to get away with doing minimal work. Okay, so they're hard workers. Excellent. Oh, Raphael says, my wife tries to get away with avoiding English lessons. So let's make sure that if we use a verb after this, we need to add ing here. Get away with avoiding English lessons. Maybe you want to learn English with her. You want to enjoy it together. And she tries to get away with not doing English lessons. Or, like Shubham says, maybe they try to get away with murder. This is a typical expression when you're trying to show an exaggeration. Maybe in your family, your youngest sibling could get away with anything. You could say, oh, I think that she could get away with murder and no one would care. So that's kind of, we use that expression as an exaggeration, but it means a similar thing. Oh, Tanapek says American kids get away with more than Thai kids. This is an interesting point. Maybe some cultures treat kids differently. So maybe their way of punishing kids or raising kids is different. And that's certainly true. In some countries, it's more strict. In some countries, it's more relaxed. Oh, Betty says, my supervisor always gets away with taking less responsibility. So we need to make sure that the action is a negative thing. My supervisor gets away with doing less, gets away with having less responsibility. Oh, and that's frustrating because you feel like you can't tell your supervisor to do more. You want them to just do more because they're the supervisor. That's a difficult position to be in. So I have a final sentence that I want to share with you about get away with. This is a similar meaning, but it's a specific situation. I wonder, what do you think this sentence means? I'm going to write it down here. How about, usually this is used for women, maybe because women tend to care more about clothes or fashion than men typically. So usually women use this more than men, but I want to see if you can guess what this sentence means. How about she can get away with wearing pink dresses. We'll just say this. She can get away with wearing pink dresses. Get away with. So in this situation, I'm pretty sure there's not a real fashion police. So when your friend wears a pink dress, there's not a punishment. They're not trying to avoid punishment. What do you think this means when we're talking about fashion? Because we often use this to talk about clothing, but it has a specific idea. Oh, Adriana has an idea. Maybe society accepts more what she does than what someone else does. Well, in this situation, it means that pink dresses look good on her. And usually it's a comparison with the person talking. She can get away with wearing, make sure we have our ing verb. That's really important. Get away with wearing pink dresses, but I can't. if I wear a pink dress, I think it looks terrible. It's not true. I don't really have a pink dress. But in this situation, you're saying that she can wear a pink dress. It's socially acceptable. There's no social criticism. So we're using a similar idea. She's avoiding social criticism, or she's avoiding some kind of negative feeling. She can get away with wearing pink dresses, but I can't. So maybe if you're at the store trying on clothes with your friend, and your friend tries on a yellow sweater, you might say, oh, I think you can get away with wearing that sweater. And it means maybe the sweater is a little strange, but it looks good on you. I think you can wear it effectively. I think you can wear it and it'll look nice. You can get away with wearing it. So we often use it in the specific context of clothing. So you guys have written wonderful sentences about get away with. He can get away with wearing red shoes. Yes, this is a compliment. But it's also kind of in an indirect negative statement about yourself. So if you say, oh, you can get away with wearing red shoes, it means I can't. So it's possible that your friend might say, oh, yes, you can. No problem. Of course you can wear that. Their reaction might be to reassure you, to make you feel better. But they might just say, oh, thank you. So you're complimenting them, but at the same time, you're kind of saying something negative about yourself. They can avoid social criticism because it looks good, but you can't. Oh, we've got some wonderful things here too. Some great sentences that you all have shared with me. Thanks so much. My brother can get away with a costume that I don't think I can wear. Also, maybe a suit. My brother can get away with wearing a suit, but I feel like a penguin. Yes. Yeah. So I agree. I think this phrasal verb can be complex. There's a general meaning to avoid some kind of negative outcome, punishment, social criticism, more work. But in the end, we can use this in a lot of situations. There's a great sentence here that someone wrote, my government is trying to get away with everything. So maybe your government is secretly trying to do things and they don't want some kind of punishment. Maybe the public would go into the streets and start yelling about it. Well, they want to get away with their actions. They don't want any punishment. They want to do anything. So we can use this in a lot of situations to get away with something. My sister can get away with wearing beanies. Okay, so a little hat. My sister can get away with wearing beanies, but maybe I can't. So talking about that comparison between you two. And of course, with most phrasal verbs, there are multiple ways to use them. But today, I want to present this main way to use get away with, or got away with. Because if we try to learn 50 ways to use each phrasal verb, it's going to be a lot. And it's going to be difficult to remember exactly how to use it. So I hope that today you can use it in this main way comfortably, confidently. And if you have any questions about it, feel free to write your question in the comments below. Let's try to use this sentence all together to finish our lesson. Say it out loud and use it with English. How about, how can we use this with English? A good sentence that we can say all together. How about, let's make it negative. I Oh, let's make this similar idea for minimal work, because you want to work hard, effectively, and efficiently, but you want to work hard and enjoy English. So let's make a similar sentence for our final sentence altogether. I don't, if you would like to write this down, feel free. I don't want to get away with doing minimal work in English. I don't want to get away with doing minimal work in English. I want to use my time and take time. If I only study English for 5 minutes every day, it's okay. It's better than nothing, but you're trying to get away with doing minimal work, and it's not going to be so helpful. So let's say this sentence together. I don't want to get away with doing minimal work in English. I want to work hard. When you really love something, you work hard and you don't realize you're working because it's fun. So I hope that during today's lesson, you didn't feel stressed or worried, and you didn't feel like you're doing hard work. You feel like you're enjoying yourself. So let's say this sentence all together. I don't want to get away with doing minimal work in English. It's quite a long sentence. Feel free to try to write it out first. That way you can read it, and then we'll say it quickly. Are you ready? I don't want to get away with doing minimal work in English. I don't want to get away with doing minimal work in English. I want to work hard and effectively and enjoy it. I don't want to get away with doing minimal work in English. I hope that this is true for you, that you're willing to take time and enjoy it. Maybe it doesn't even feel like work, and that's important, to enjoy it. So thank you, everyone, for joining with me today and not getting away with doing minimal work, but putting in effort and working hard. I appreciate it. It's going to help you to improve, and it's going to help you to be able to feel more comfortable using this phrasal verb. So if you would like to continue to learn English with me, I have good news. Feel free to watch another live lesson or English lesson on this YouTube channel. There are over 200 free videos. Wow, I can't believe it. And I think this week we have passed 50,000 subscribers. So that means that you're going to see comments from around the world. That means that this many people are benefiting from free English lessons online. Wonderful. Excellent. So I hope for you, you can watch another English lesson online and enjoy it. Don't get away with doing minimal work. And if you would like to get my 2 free English lessons each week, I give you email lessons on Tuesday and Friday each week. So tomorrow, if you read and download my free ebook, you'll get an email lesson from me, and you'll get one twice a week. You'll learn new expressions, new ideas, some more examples for expressions that we're talking about, and it's useful to be able to immerse yourself in English. The best way to get these emails is to download my free ebook, 5 Steps to Becoming a Confident English Speaker. I hope that this free ebook will help you. It's helped thousands of other English learners to feel comfortable with the next step. There's so many places, so many paths you can go on, and the purpose of this free ebook is to give you resources, to share my language journey with you, and to help you know what should you do next. Don't be lost. Find the best path, and that's where I want to help you. I want to help you know what's the next step. So I will put a link to the free ebook where you'll also get my 2 free email lessons each week. I'll put the link in the description below and on the screen at the end of our lesson. So thank you, everyone, for learning with me. I hope that you will not try to get away with doing minimal work. and that you'll work hard this week and enjoy it. Thanks so much, everyone. Have a beautiful day. I'll see you again on Tuesday, 9 a.m. EST. See you later. Bye.